Life before the internet, before social media, a time we don't often think about anymore. But remember, what was it like to just be a kid without thinking of likes or trends? Remember, can you? A lot of us don't take the time to connect to the world around us anymore. We see it through the screens on our phones or have our phones in front of us for constant distraction. But why? Are we running away from ourselves? Or is this just a natural evolution of technology?
My name is Christian Perez. I am 19 years old.
My name is Alex Ingram. I'm 27.
My name is Justice Snyder. I'm 33 years young.
We didn't always have social media, but now it's hard to imagine a world without it. It's permanently changed our society, from how we see ourselves to how we see others, money, politics, health, other cultures, even the way we connect to one another. Whole generations have grown up with social media as their teacher, but others had to learn the world without it, and we're fine. So what happened to us?
I mean, my childhood in the 90s was very much like a very stereotypical kind of almost Spielbergian Amblin entertainment kind of, riding around with your friends on bikes, going to the park.
Once I hit 13, yes, I had Facebook. Before that, it was like you either lied about your age and you had a MySpace or nothing.
I definitely remember getting, our family getting our first computer and it, being a very this is the computer, this is mainly for work, we don't really know how to use it, it's in our house, we don't know what we're doing with it.
Facebook's pretty much was all we used, and it was mainly Farmville and other games that we would play on there, and now it's obsolete, no one used it. Instagram wasn't really a thing for a while. We didn't even used to have YouTube. There were other websites where you have to get the stuff, so you didn't really have influencers, you didn't have any of that. It was, once YouTube came about, you had YouTubers.
Social media's impact on us doesn't just reach us on a large general scale. It's in our lives. How you personally grow in your career. How you make your money. Whole careers have been made through posting online. And in terms of accessibility, it's great, in theory. Anybody with a working phone can post online, though there isn't always a guarantee of success or great fame, despite what we're often led to believe.
I am a social media influencer. I have been able to amass over 60K on TikTok and 25K on Instagram. I mean, social media is super important to me. I carry my phone everywhere with me. I don't go out of home without it. I use it as a creative outlet. I also use it to cope with my feelings, and I use it to reach out with other people who may or may not share similar interests like me. Mental health is a big thing for me. I actually kind of started TikTok because of my mental health. I was dealing with anxiety, and TikTok was that platform for me to, relieve some of that. And so I believe social media can be used for good. It can be used to help those who are dealing with some mental health problems, like me, who had to deal with anxiety and depression. But I also want to tell people that they should be safe on that platform because it can also have the opposite effect.
Social media in these days, that there's huge mental health ramifications, both positive and negative, that I think there's something to be said to the advantage of having a bit more of an insular understanding of your community and the world at large when you didn't have a smartphone. Whereas now you can see everything else that's going on and all these other things that can definitely be overwhelming and give you cause for anxiety.
I've had people, give me hate comments, death threats, show up to my house, a whole bunch of different scenarios that weren't exactly helpful for my mental health. But again, with the good, you also gotta acknowledge the bad, but never forget the good as well.
Social media can't be assigned one specific label of good or bad, evil or helpful, when it exists as a multitude of things. Social media has often been the door to other opportunities outside the digital space. It allows for easier networking. The barriers of getting to the right places at the right times start to matter a little less when you can meet people on their profiles or showcase your work easily through your own. With that in mind, social media opens doors that were once heavily gatekept by a select privileged few.
Facebook groups are really big to getting into the film industry. I responded to a post and went to a Zoom call and emailed the person from the Zoom call, and that got me my job in the industry, and I've been working ever since. So without Facebook, I would probably still be unemployed.
I'm part of the Creator Fund, but that doesn't pay that as much as you guys think. It's on TikTok. I've also tried monetizing my videos on Instagram, and currently I work as a CUNY social media intern, which was an opportunity given because of my social media presence.
I was very much resistant to the smartphone. I was a bit of a, this is how Skynet gets you, like it's too much. But it was probably around I was able to boycott it until 2014, I believe. And then at that point, like, I was literally gonna lose work because I couldn't, it wasn't an excuse to be like, oh, I can't check my email on the go. I need to be at a computer to do that. So I was literally going to be losing work if I didn't have a smartphone to be able to check my email on.
You can be in contact with anyone, anywhere in the world. I've been able to make friend groups from not just New York, but from other states, like I said. But it doesn't just stop there. I've been able to meet people out of the country, in Europe, France, Paris. Oh, Paris is a city. Italy, the Philippines. I met people all over. And so it kind of brings you closer with people you would have never been able to meet.
It's going to be everywhere. I mean, it already is everywhere, but I think it's only going to grow bigger. Depends on how it's used. If it's used well, that's a pro. And then depending on like what pocket of social media you get into, like say you get into like a whole bunch of videos of people being depressed on TikTok, that could make you more depressed. Or it could put conspiracy theories in people's minds and like help spread like stuff on QAnon on Facebook, which is not fun. But it's a tool, and it's how you use it, and it's if you're an informed user.
What we can do, however, is engage with social media responsibly. Make sure children now growing up never having seen a world without social media are kept safe from content they shouldn't be seeing. Perhaps putting restrictions in place to keep us safe while using this pocket of the internet. Maybe it's impossible to truly safeguard social media, to weed out good from bad. So we leave it to you to decide. What is social media to you?